In Mark chapter 16, verse 8, we learn that the Marys who had gone to the tomb left in fear, saying nothing to anybody about it. How can that be reconciled with the other gospel narratives that directly contradict it? Unlike the other canonical Gospels, the Gospel of Mark ends abruptly, with no appearances of the risen Jesus to anyone. Despite the existence of both a shorter ending from around the 4th century CE and a longer ending from the late 2nd, the evidence strongly suggests that Mark's Gospel originally ended at verse 8 with the seemingly anticlimactic words, "So they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid." If this was true, how then did word get out that Jesus was alive? On the assumption of Markan priority, the Matthean and Lucan authors sensed the difficulty in Mark's strange ending and figured it needed a fix. For example, in Matthew's version, the women don't flee the tomb in terror and silence, disobedient to angelic command. Rather, they run to do as they were told and inform the disciples of their discovery. And on the way, who should they run into but Jesus himself? This stands in stark contrast to the Gospel of Mark, which not only ends in silent fear, but lacks any appearance of the risen Jesus. Thus, the Matthean update is incongruous with the Markan original. Doubtless, the author of Mark believed that Jesus had been raised from the dead and appeared to people alive in confirmation of his resurrection. So, why does the Gospel end so abruptly? What exactly is going on in the Gospel of Mark? One of the major themes of Mark's Gospel is that of discipleship. It's costly, it's messy, and it's complicated. We know this both because of Jesus' teaching on what it takes to become a follower, as well as the portrait of the disciples Mark paints for his readers. Quite frequently, the disciples are cast in the role of bumbling fools, unable to grasp the importance of who Jesus is and what he's doing. This extends even to Jesus' female followers who, to their credit, witnessed Jesus' death when the 12 had fled and make it their task to know where Jesus was buried so they could anoint him once the Sabbath had ended. But like their male counterparts, the women too are fallible followers, failing to grasp what they witnessed at the all but empty tomb in which a young man, garbed in white, declared Jesus to be alive, and disobeying his command to tell the disciples what they had seen. Mark highlights that following Jesus is serious, but demanding business. The ending of the Markan Gospel, congruent with themes found throughout the rest of it, calls the reader to answer the question in light of the Easter message. What will you do with the good news? Flee in silent terror, or go and tell? As such, the ending of Mark is perfect.